African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of May 14, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces inflicted losses on concentrations of manpower and equipment of the mechanized, tank, airborne assault brigades, 2 assault regiments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Belopolye, Vorozhba, Iskra-Skopshina, Sadki, Pavlovka, Proletarskoye, and Beselovka in the Sumy region that the Ukrainian armed forces lost over 185 servicemen, a tank, 2 armored combat vehicles, 6 cars, and 4 field artillery guns. An electronic warfare station, a reconnaissance radar station, and a supply depot were destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their tactical position. They defeated formations of 4 mechanized brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, a territorial defense brigade, a National Guard brigade, and the Stugna Special Forces unit in the areas of the settlements of Glushchenkovo, Drozhelyabovka, Kupianska Zlovaya, Sobolevka, Senkovo in the Kharkov region, Kirovsk and Karpovka in the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 220 servicemen, a tank, 10 vehicles, 2 artillery pieces, a Croatian-made RAK-SA-12 multiple launch rocket system launcher, and 2 ammunition depots. The units of the Southern Group of Troops occupied more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 6 mechanized and assault brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces in the areas of the settlements of Seversk, Vasyutinskoye, Verolyubovka, Alexandro-Sheltino, Drushkovka, Ivanopolye, Zaria, Dalivka, and Konstantinovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 220 servicemen, 3 combat armored vehicles, 5 cars, and a field artillery gun. An electronic warfare station, 2 ammunition depots, and a supply depot were destroyed. The decisive actions of the units of the Center Group of Forces liberated the settlement of Mykolovka in the Donetsk People's Republic. Defeat was inflicted on formations of 3 mechanized, assault, and ranger brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces and a marine brigade in the areas of the settlements of Krasnoarmysk, Novoalexandrovka, Ulyanovka, Novaya Poltavka, Marylyubovka, Dmitrov, Petrovskoye, and Novosergivka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost over 525 servicemen, 11 pickup trucks, and 2 artillery pieces. Units of the East Group of Forces continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized, airborne assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Temirovka, Novoburgarovka in the Zaporizhia region, Bogodar and Volnoypol in the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian armed forces lost more than 175 servicemen, 2 armored combat vehicles, 10 cars, 2 field artillery guns, and an electronic warfare station. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces defeated formations of 2 mechanized, mountain assault brigades, a coastal defense brigade of the Ukrainian armed forces, a marine brigade, and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Orkhov, Kamensko, Novodanilovka in the Zaporizhia region, Dniprovsko, and Tokarevka in the Kherson region. Up to 70 servicemen, 5 vehicles, a British-made 155mm Braveheart self-propelled artillery unit, an electronic warfare station, and 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the groups of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation inflicted damage on infrastructure facilities of military airfields, storage sites for unmanned boats, ammunition depots, temporary deployment points of units of the armed forces of Ukraine and foreign mercenaries in 141 districts. Air defense systems shot down 5 JDAM-guided aerial bombs and a U.S.-made HIMARS multiple launch rocket system, as well as 162 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 662 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 57,106 unmanned aerial vehicles, 605 anti-aircraft missile systems, 23,319 tanks, and other armored combat vehicles, 1,563 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 24,872 field artillery pieces and mortars, 35,442 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.